Thank you for tuning in again. In this section of 2 Corinthians, Paul is encouraging the people in the area of giving. And in chapter number 9, he talks about the purpose behind the gift. And they were trying to meet the needs of fellow believers who were really suffering during a very difficult time in Jerusalem because of persecution and the crackdown of the church. And he knew that he was encouraging them. They knew to give and to be generous, and he admonishes them. But in verse 6, he says something so important for us to understand. He says, the point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver, and that God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work. I love it because for so much of my Christian life, giving was presented as obligation, duty. And we missed out on the joy of giving because we felt like we had to. He says very plainly, there's a principle of nature. If you sow sparingly, you're going to reap sparingly. If you sow bountifully, you reap bountifully. But don't misunderstand this as somehow, I give to get. I give God this much and then he's obligated to give me this much, as though we were making an investment, like in order to profit ourselves. I'm only giving so that I can get more. That's not why we give. We give as an expression of the genuineness of our love, our desire to participate in what our King is doing in establishing and developing his kingdom in this present world. And so we give that others might hear. We give that the needs of other believers might be met. We give because we realize that everything we have belongs to God, and we have a hunger for our King and his kingdom, and we want to participate in what he's doing in the world. And so each one must give as he has decided in his heart. Listen, it's not for me or any other Bible teacher or some other evangelist or prophet to tell you what to give. If someone tells you what to give, or you have to give in order to get, turn that off. You listen to the Spirit of God. Prompt your heart in how to give, in what to give, in where to give. That the life of God in you, who is the owner of all that you are in possession of, will prompt you as his steward to give as he wants you to give. And then you can give as he tells you, not reluctantly, not under compulsion, not out of guilt or the result of some kind of shame. You can give as a cheerful giver, one who is full of the love of God and delights to give. When our hearts are filled with love, it is a joy to give to those we love. It's not compulsion. It's not have to. God loves a cheerful giver, because God who loves is also a cheerful giver. And he says, listen, I'm trusting that this grace will abound to you. It's a sad thing that we don't see our giving as a grace. but it truly is an unmerited favor that you and I can participate with God in what he's doing in the world. And my prayer is that this grace would abound to you because he is your sufficiency. You might look at your checkbook or your accounts and say, man, I don't have enough. But he's your sufficiency. And he's the one that makes all things to abound. All sufficiency, all things, all times. Your God is able, always, to do in you and through you what he prompts you to do. That you and I would abound to every good work. Because frankly, friends, God doesn't need our good works. He needs nothing. But our neighbor does. Our brothers and sisters do. So hear him, obey him, joyfully, a generous heart ready to give. That is our great privilege in participating in what he's doing in this world. I love you, and I hope you have a great day.